Hello everyone, it's your boy Panthedo, and before I say this, it's not Panthedo, and then you have come wrong to the wrong channel. It's actually Panthedo Reacts. Um, I've started a new channel called Panthedo Reacts where I just upload like this 10 most brutal torture methods, like just like some chill videos where I react to where I just react to any kind of videos, and if you have any video that you want me to react to, then just leave it in the comments. Yeah, and there is not more anything else to do, so yeah, we will just get started. Ooh, scary. I've heard of this actually. I think it's the thing. Nah, I'm not gonna spoil it. I know what it is.
Necklacing is a horrific torture that involves forcing a rubber tire filled with gasoline around a victim's chest and arms, and then setting it on fire. The victim may take up to 20 minutes to die, suffering severe burns in the process. In South Africa, Nigeria, and India, necklacing was a common sentence carried out by angry mobs to punish suspected thieves and rapists in the 1970s and 80s.
I mean,
drug lords are
that's good that they do that to, like, what was it?
Suspected thieves and rapists.
Thieves and rapists, but it's maybe a bit overkill. I mean, you could have just sent them to prison, but yeah, that's a bit much, don't you think? But yeah, I will just keep on going. I will give this a rating on the torture scale. Yeah.
In the 1970s and 80s, Brazilian drug lords are also known to have necklaced their enemies, most notoriously the journalist Tim Lopez in 2002. After he was kidnapped by local drug dealers, his hands, arms, and legs were severed with a sword while still alive.
I'm Swedish, so I'm just like Google it before I think I know what it is. If it is, then, but that was 2002, so that's recent. So, yeah, that's what I thought it was. They cut off the hands and what was it?
Drug dealers. His hands, arms.
Yeah, his hands, his arms, and his legs, while he was alive.
And legs were severed with a sword while still alive.
With a sword, like you know these like old execution thingies where like there was a big blade and then I think it was in France or something like that, the big blade, and then you like pull a lever and the blade just like goes down when you have your head between like two wooden planks. Like that would have been okay with your legs and feet and all of that, but with a sword, yeah. And then to add it up with the tire that they set on fire, it's really brutal. That's maybe why the video is called this. Yeah.
They then stuffed his body in gasoline-filled tires and set it on fire.
Filled his body. Wait.
Stuffed his body in gasoline-filled tires.
Wait, so they stuffed his body? Did they like put the tire in the body or what? Or did they like take like gasoline, make him drink gasoline or something like that? Yeah.
And set it on fire.
Okay, that's really bad. We'll give it a 6 out of 10 because I know there are a lot of torture methods that are worse than this, so I give it a 6. But yeah, it's really brutal. I think I've heard of this as well.
The bone-snapping, ligament-tearing torture device known as the rack was one of medieval Europe's favorite interrogation platforms.
Of course, it's in Europe.
A table that has 2 rollers on either side. The victim's ankles are fastened.
Like, I would rather take the necklacing with the tire and all that rather than this, because as he said, that was like 20 minutes the first one. This can go on for so long. Like, they stretch your whole body. They tore your ligaments, they break your bones when like they roll your body so it gets taller. They stretch out your body so you tore all your ligaments. Yeah, this is brutal.
To one roller and the wrists are chained to the other. A handle and ratchet mechanism attached to one of the rollers is used
look at that animation there.
The chains, inducing excruciating pain. Over time, the sufferer's joints are dislocated and eventually separated. One horrifying aspect of this torture is hearing the loud popping noises made by snapping cartilage, ligaments, or bones. Muscles are stretched to the point that they lose the ability to contract, rendering them useless.
Bro, like, I would not. Oh no, I've just seen what's next. The next one is a 10 out of 10. This is really bad. I would rather take the necklacing than this. So 8 or 9, 8.5 out of 10. Like, these are really bad. But this one, which comes next, it's yeah. Just watch for yourself.
Rats will do anything to escape an uncomfortable situation, and torturers use this knowledge to their advantage in their sick experiments. A pottery bowl filled with rats are placed open side down on the naked body of a prisoner. Red-hot charcoals are then piled on top of the bowl, effectively heating up the pot and making it unbearable for the rats. The rats' only way out is to gnaw into the very bowels of the victim in an attempt to escape the heat. In one documented occasion, during the Dutch revolt in the 16th century, a prisoner of war endured this torture. After the rats ate through his flesh and scratched at his intestines, the hot coals were then inserted into his stomach, scalding his internal organs.
Do I even need to add anything? Like, this is a 10 out of 10. Like, this is torture. I can't speak. Like, this is a 10 out of 10. Torture method, like, yeah. Oh my god.
The head crusher is a device that clamps down on the victim's head.
Yeah, I know this.
Between a metal plate and a rounded iron cap. As the executioner gradually twists the handle, the victim's skull is slowly crushed. Bone fragments from the skull can puncture the brain, causing spontaneous muscle spasms and, of course, brain hemorrhaging. If the person inflicting the pain wants to torment the prisoner even further, he could strike the metal cap with an iron rod, sending echoing pain throughout the person's body. In most cases, the victim is killed, but not before the jaw had been crushed.
Yeah, that's the eyes.
Popped from their sockets.
Oh, 9. I can't talk more. Like, these are brutal.
The Tucker telephone was an electroshock apparatus used in Arkansas Tucker State Prison.
I have not heard of this.
Inmate doctors would use this torture device on unruly prisoners. The device worked by placing a ground wire around the big toe of a prisoner while clamping the hot wire to the person's genitals. The wires were then hooked up to a telephone that had been modified to send electric shocks. As the phone was being cranked, piercing electrical currents were sent throughout the prisoner's body. In prison slang, a long-distance call was a series of electric shocks in a row. Any inmate that passed out from the experience would be splashed with cold water and shocked again, intensifying the agony.
I mean, it's not like the other ones kill you. Like, that's just pain, this one. But the other ones, like, they kill you. So, yeah, 5.
Similar to the rack, the German chair is
oh no, this. Oh my god.
against the rebels. When a detainee is captured, they are placed in a metal chair. Their legs and arms are secured to the seat, while the back of the chair is pulled back and down toward the ground. This causes severe stress on the spine, neck, and other limbs, often causing permanent damage. One man who managed to escape the Syrian torture cell claimed that they stripped him naked and hung him upside down in the chair for 8 to 12 hours a day for 4 days. He says the pain was so excruciating that he begged his captors to kill him. He still has uncontrollable twitching as a result of the torture.
That's like the rack, but like I think I don't know if it's worse with the spine and all and the neck and all of that, but what did I give it? An 8, an 8.5. I give this an 8. If I give the other one 8.5, yeah.
Flaying, also known as skinning, is an old torture that dates back to 883 BC. It involves different methods to remove the skin from the victim's entire
Oh my god.
The most common form of flaying is to use a knife, inserting the sharp blade just below the chin. The cuts start at the face and work all the way down to the toes. In some cases, the skin would be taken off in small sections and be performed slowly until completely done. What's left is a still living person with exposed muscles, ligaments, and bones, but the face skin still intact. A person could live a few hours up to a day after the skin removal process. Another method involved being severely sunburned and then having the skin peeled off. Lastly, captives would be placed in large cauldrons with only their heads sticking out. Then hot scalding water or oil would be poured inside, boiling their skin away.
Oh my god. An 8. Oh, I feel sick, bro. I feel sick.
Impalement was and is one of the most gruesome ways of dying imaginable. The arms and legs are strapped to pegs, rendering the person immobile. A large oiled wooden stake is gradually forced into the body, usually into the anus. They made sure that the stake wasn't too sharp, or the victim might die too rapidly from shock. There were many instances where victims were impaled through other bodily orifices, or through the abdomen or chest. Infants were sometimes impaled on the stake, forced through their mother's chests. When the pole was then raised upright, the victim was left to slide down the pole with their own weight. It could take the victim up to 3 days to slowly die. This method of torture dates back to 1772 BC, but was made famous by 15th century Romanian Vlad the Impaler. Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula was inspired by Vlad's name and reputation. Recorded instances of impalement are as recent as 1919, during the Armenian genocides.
1919, that's so recent. Like, if it started 1770, before BC, like before Christ, like before our time, before the 20th century, like the year 2000, before like the year nil, before that, 1770 years before that, that's when it started. And if the last like reported like side of this was 1919, it could still be going on. I hope it's not, because this is really like bad. I give it a 9. Like, this is their title isn't wrong. No, you can't say that. Oh my god, this is a 10, bro.
Was an ancient Greek torture device that also doubled as a demented musical instrument. Naked victims were placed inside of a large hollow brass bull statue. In most cases, the prisoner's tongue is cut out with sharp metal shears before being shoved into the empty bovine statue. The torturers would then light fires underneath the bull and burn the person inside alive, raising the heat gradually. The screams of the bull's occupant couldn't be heard because the thick metal casting acted as a sound barrier. The only only opening was through the bull's mouth that let out smoke from the person cooking inside. A series of brass tubes were located toward the front of the bull that would resonate the sound of the muffled screams of the tongueless victim. Depending on the intensity of the heat applied under the statue, the prisoner could survive anywhere from 10 minutes to several hours.
I mean, if they are brutal, they would take the, like, they wouldn't, like, get the heat up so they would die, like, instantly. They would keep it, like, so they just survive for, like, plenty of hours. Oh my god.
The Judas Cradle.
Yeah, no. The last one was, I think, an 8, because, like, if you, like, compare it to the rat in a bucket, like, it's nothing.
A pyramid-shaped seat that a prisoner would be forced to sit on. The victim would be raised over top of the structure. With the
I get chills, bro. Like, this is disgusting.
The pyramid would be lined up to enter the anus or the vagina and cause unimaginable pain and discomfort. The feet would be bound together so that if one leg moved, the other one would too, enacting more pain. The subject is tortured by intense pressure and stretching of the orifice, eventually succumbing to tears in muscle tissue. Torturers would prolong the interrogations by raising the victim off of the seat overnight, and then continuing the torture the next morning. If the victim didn't die from shock, exhaustion, or impalement, they could have died from infection, as the Judas Cradle was rarely cleaned between tortures.
I think this is a 9 because how long it goes on for. No, I feel sick.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed. But before you go, we would like to introduce you to
yeah, that was the 10 most brutal torture methods. I hope you liked I hope you liked the video. Oh my god, I feel sick. I hope you liked the video. If you did, subscribe to Panthedo Reacts and also my main channel, Panthedo, where I upload gaming videos and all sorts of that, and here I upload reactions. So if you liked it, yeah, do as I said, and I'll see you in the next episode of Panthedo Reacts. Yeah, bye.